What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
What up? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, your day has been going well. We just over here doing our thing, just going through. It is Tuesday. Today is Transformation Tuesday. And hopefully you have been going through some things to transform yourself. But hey, we know that emotions are high right now, not only because of the situation that's going on in the world, but on an energetic level, there's a lot of stuff that's being stirred up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me, I'm about to burp right quick.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get tea.
We got the tea for you today. The real tea.
Gotcha. All right, but yeah, so this is also stirring up some emotions that are going on inside of you as well with the energies and everything that's going on. So, with that being said, as things pop up, we want to make sure that you are aware and know how to combat these waves of emotions that can come through.
We don't want you to drown in these emotions because it's easy to drown in these waters of emotion. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to touch on a few things because we know what's today, the 9th? And somebody posted something today and they said whoever took 30 and 31 from February, they need to come get number 14 too. So somebody don't really, you could already tell where that energy is going. They're not really liking the 14th and all that emotions that come with it. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of people around this time of the year. They're not too excited about it because it gets very emotional.
Yep. And you know what? We actually have some things in place to help y'all out for this coming up Valentine's Day. So, real quick before we get into the tips and tricks on how to, just want to double check to make sure, because the internet's been going real slow today, so I need to double check to make sure everything's coming well on that. But before we get into the tips and tricks on how to really keep these emotions at bay when it comes to dealing with your twin flame and just dealing with situations in general, one of the things I do want to point out is that this coming Sunday, which is February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, and we are holding a webinar on how to find the perfect mate. Because there may be some people out there who haven't found their perfect mate, and there may be just a little bit of tweaks that need to be done, and we're going to help you in achieving those tweaks. So, if you go to our community board, you'll actually see that there is a discount code for that class where you can get up to 40% off. So if you want to do a little bit of a treasure hunt and find that post, then you'll be able to get that 40% off, learn how to find that perfect mate, because hey, if we did it, y'all can do it too.
It's pretty easy because you're going to attract that which you are.
Yes.
And we just want to welcome those who are in the chat. Welcome.
Yep.
Thank you for being here with us. I'm drinking some tea right now, and I like this yogi tea. They usually have little messages. And this one says, your inner self is your inner guide. So trust your intuition, right? And I also pulled a card for tonight before we dive into our little topic. Mm-hmm. And this card is from the Love Deck.
Yes.
Quite fitting, right? And it says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. And you know what? With that being said, I just got the nudge to hit y'all with something real personal. And we got 1,011 concurrent views right now. So
wow, I think and 11, it's a lot of 11s right here.
Yes. So for those of you all who are watching this live, and you may be watching it because, hey, the title pulled you, or maybe you are going through something emotionally and you need to have some type of guidance to go through and master these waters. And coming from a Piscean, I pretty much gotten to the point of mastering these waters.
Some heavy waters. Sometimes it can take you on.
So, for those of you all who are not aware, or if you haven't heard our story, or at least my story, which is a mystery, I was in a marriage for 10 years. 10 years prior to being with Leisha. A year and a half almost by myself after that divorce. So once again, about a year and a half divorce before Leisha and I actually got together. Okay? And out of that divorce, yes, there was a child involved. Okay? And with that child being involved, you know, things, you know what? Oh, my baby lighting sage already. Because, you know, look, these are some things that are going to come up because this is the time that we're really doing some shadow work. And this can come in a couple of different ways, okay? So, during that divorce and during that time frame and things of that nature, yeah, the relationship between me and my child were not what we would want it to be. And I'm putting that nicely, okay?
Yeah.
And these past couple of weeks have really brought that issue up to really deal with it. And when you have things like that to come up, I thought you were trying to give it to me. When you have things like that come up, they really test you to see how much have you learned.
Yes, and what you're really made of.
Oh yeah, what you're really made of. And you know, an interesting thing happened because, and let's just say, for the most part, my child and I were not in communication for almost 3 years. Okay? And we finally were able to get that communication going back. But funny thing that happened is that if you ever know the situation of people hurting people,
right?
Well, I wasn't in contact with my father until I got into my early 30s. Okay? So it's been about almost maybe 7, 8 years now since I've been reconnected with my father. Now, there comes a certain point where you have to realize that there are certain things that you have done to other individuals that you need to clear up.
Yeah.
There are some questions that need to be answered, and that karma needs to be dealt with because to some degree, we all have our responsibilities of owning up to the trauma that we inflicted on somebody else.
Facts.
Okay? And so I had to clear up the trauma that I created by not having the communication to the level that it should have been after the divorce. And the funny thing is that this child had the opportunity to say to me what I had wanted to say to my father when I was a teenager. And it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my gosh, this is me.
Boom.
This is me living out a part of my life that I never had the opportunity to do.
Speak to that.
And because as a teenager, like I really wanted to go in on my father and say, you were a piece of shit. You were never around. You know, I had to learn this by myself. I had to do that. I had to learn how to do this, and you were not around.
Right.
I had plenty of basketball games that you never went to. And, you know, as a teenager, I wanted to say those things, but I never had the opportunity to. And when I became an adult, lived life a little bit more and did a little bit of therapy. Actually, not a little bit of therapy, a lot of therapy. A lot of therapy. When it finally came to the point where I was able to reconnect with my father, I didn't have the need to tell him how much of a shitty individual he was. Okay? And this is just being transparent with y'all because this is some type of stuff that you're going to be dealing with. And if you are not equipping yourself to deal with these heavy emotions, you are going to get, okay?
Right, you're going to be slipping and sliding.
But just to bring it home, just to understand something, is that when that moment came up and I realized that it wasn't my child that was talking, it was me. Woo. And so I told my child, like, say everything you wanted to say, not being condescending, not being whatever you want to put on it, but in true honesty, giving them full permission to say any and everything that wanted to come up so that they could get it out, so that I could get it out. And one of the things that really came out of that is that this individual would say, I just wanted closure, and now I have that closure. Okay? This is a time to clear all of this emotional baggage that has ever come up in your life.
Yes.
This is the time to heal that teenager that never got to say what they wanted to say. This is the time for that teenager that got raped, that nobody believed what happened to them. And most people said that, oh, you just need to put that underneath the rug. Right. No, this is not for you to deal with.
Right.
Okay? This is the time to do that healing because it is coming through real strong. If you haven't felt it, you're probably putting your head in the sand right now because it's coming through whether you want it to or not. So just saying that to say, gear up. But we're going to give y'all some tips to let y'all know because if I had not done the work that needed to be done, that whole process would have went way left.
And it was never going to come back right. It would have been a shitty conversation. But because you did that work, because you understood that that was you.
Oh, wow, it went down the wrong pipe. Oh, no.
It ain't a C word, is it? I don't think I helped. I don't think I helped. I'm sorry, man. I didn't even help out. You know I joke a lot and stuff, man. You gotta laugh. Gosh. Listen, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, okay?
Yep.
But what's up in the comments, though?
Let's see what's going on in the comments. Because I just hit y'all with something heavy, and hopefully you would listen.
That was a heavy hitter right there.
Because some people gotta come. We gotta come through. We gotta stop playing around.
That was a heavy hitter.
Good evening, everybody. Good evenings.
Yes.
What was that? Sierra? Sierra is transforming. Yes, you are, Sierra.
Beautiful butterfly.
All right. Hi, OMG. I caught you live. Hey, we glad you called us.
Welcome.
Lovely. What was that? Lovely Lachelle. Okay.
Thank you for being here. And if you guys have anything that you're going through, anything that you're experiencing, anything that feels transformational, go ahead and share it in the chat, because we always encourage you to share what you're going through because sometimes you never know, somebody else might be going through the same thing. They might be like, oh, I'm unique. Like I'm the only one that's experiencing this. And then, it just feels, it's like a little comfort thing. It brings people a little bit of comfort knowing that they're not, experiencing something that's like totally so unique and out there.
Right.
So if you guys are going through anything, if you have any questions about anything, just feel free to drop it in the chat. I mean, this is a beautiful community. It's a safe community. We try to keep it very loving, very supportive in the comment section. If we see anybody who is saying something out of the way, we haven't really had that in a while because we really tend to keep the energy in check, right?
Yeah.
So
keep that sage.
Keep that sage going.
Keep that sage. There you go. Get y'all a little bit of sage going. There you go. All right. Yeah. Is that going on your phone?
Oh yeah. Don't want to sage. You can sage your phone too.
Oh, it is 9:23.
Wow. That's my birthday. Woo.
Wow.
It's my birthday.
All right. So yeah. So this evening we are talking about really some deep emotional healing.
Yes.
Some healing that definitely needs to take place. Michelle was talking about how her husband can totally relate to everything. Yeah. You know what? And you know that's something that's not talked about as much because there's this whole persona or facade, pretty much a huge mask that's been worn for a lot of our male counterparts or man counterparts. I don't care what these politicians say.
We don't know anymore. We don't know if it's woman date, man date. We don't know anymore. So we trying to be politically correct.
Right. And there are some fathers out there who are going through a lot, but they won't say it.
Yep, they're not, because they're supposed to be manly.
Yeah.
Right? And so you will find oftentimes that divine masculines, they really don't get a chance to really express themselves because the society is shaped in such a way it discourages them from really expressing how they really feel, and so they carry a lot of trauma.
Yes.
As a downside of not being in an environment that's open to men. Sorry, we're drinking tea. To men crying
tea
and really saying how they feel, right? Because then they start looking soft and they start looking girly and all these crazy words that's put on the divine masculine really expressing himself. So
yeah. And so with that being said, actually before we go into as far as talking about things to really do to set yourself up so that you can get some of these blows, because you don't take these blows just by just standing up like, yeah, I can do this now. You ain't done no training, you ain't done no work.
Yeah.
Now, so a lot of you on this video who are watching us, you all have done a lot of work. But as far as the sparring is concerned, you hadn't done too much sparring. Okay? And that's what we're going to get into. But before we get into that, what's the cards that you got, baby?
Okay, well, I just did a couple things here. I have wisdom.
Oh, Charlotte got her sage.
Yay! Yes. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
Now you can be by your computer like this or by your phone, Charlotte. Light them sage up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before we get into the card, we're just gonna touch real quick in the comments. What we got going on in the comments. Who we got? Michelle, my husband can totally relate to everything you're saying. Yes, it's time to heal. Yes, guys. Who we got? Lisa, Lesbecca. Has any of you been feeling like your 3D eye been getting hot lately? Or third eye? Did I say 3D eye?
Oh, that's
third eye.
That's always.
I can't even see really.
That is always.
I need some more carrots. Yes, all the time. That's why you see this is my protector right here. This is fluoride. So this is pretty good for the third eye. Michelle says, my husband and I are twin flames and working on healing. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. I love it. I'm really feeling weird out right now. Could you, I don't know why my words are jumbling up. This is weird.
Okay, let me read it.
You read it, babe.
Okay, so lovely Lachelle says, I'm really feeling weird out here right now because there's so much similarities that I see looking at you guys for myself and my twin, like it's crazy.
Beautiful. We are a reflection of you.
Yeah, you're just seeing yourself.
Yeah.
Carla Moore. I thought I had, what is that, rant? I thought I had rant finished most of my healing, but recently I've been facing inner child issues.
Yes, that's coming up for a lot of people.
Yeah, those inner child issues are definitely going to be coming up. And actually, the other thing is that I had to deal with some inner child issues around my mother.
Yes, that came up too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that's coming up, guys.
Has only connections or a relationship with father during what happened? Oh, during sporadic one-on-one basketball games. He was working on healing that childhood wound. Toxic masculinity is promoted. Yes, toxic. And you know what? That's a nerve of mine because I'm not gonna go there right now.
Toxic masculinity. It is promoted within the community and within the society.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yes, sir. I've been working with healing. What the world is that?
Tibetan singing bowl. Yeah. Where's my Tibetan bowl? Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, it's over there. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of healing that needs to be going on. Yeah. Healing is like peeling a acorn onion.
Soul family and the tribe for real. Oh, Max, my baby Max, I love her so much. Yes, healing is like peeling an onion. Just when you think that you did something, I'm about it. Yep, I'm good. I did my shadow work. I did my integration, and then you get boom.
Yeah. Now, Liz, Becca, when it's getting hot, you have to understand what's going on. It's not anything that's bad. It is energy. It is causing friction. That means that there needs to be a release. You need to be able to channel that energy.
Move it.
Because when you think about it, it's like, oh, gosh. But just put it this way. That is energy that is building up. You need to be able to channel it. If you have not done grounding, definitely go through and do some grounding. If nothing else, take a cold shower. That's going to help in resetting some things.
Yeah, and get you one of these. Put one of these on your forehead. And also sage.
Yes.
You know, sage is really good. And also selenite. So you get you some selenite and you can clean your oil field around you with the selenite. It's very, very good. Meditation always works. If all else fails, meditation is beautiful. You will come out of a meditation feeling light as a feather. And breathing, breath work with the meditation, fantabulous.
All right. Now I think we pretty much got through most of those. Let's just we're gonna touch on these cards real quickly, and then we're going to touch on any other questions that pop up. And then also we're going to go into just a little bit of tips and tricks as far as dealing with these massive emotions and shifts that's going on, so that we can be more equipped to handle these things as they come through.
Yes. So slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So this is how we're gonna get through this process. You know, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So 1 foot in front of the other. That's what they say when I'm growing up. Just put 1 foot in front of the other. Keep going, keep pushing, keep moving forward, okay? And also wisdom. You're going to need wisdom on this journey, all right? That is something that is going to be needed on this journey. And what is wisdom? Let's just break down wisdom. Wisdom is the correct and proper execution of knowledge, okay? So you have knowledge and then you have wisdom. So it's the right use of knowledge. So, you know, knowledge is knowing that, you know, we have a red light, you have a green light and amber light, right? And so wisdom is actually going when you see the green light, like, you know, and then stopping when you see the red light. So that will be your exercise of wisdom. So we gather all the knowledge that we can. Knowledge of self, of course. Learning self, learning the environment and how we interact within the environment, putting all that stuff together, and using wisdom along this journey, right? And then once we go slow and steady, keep going at it, using our wisdom, we have success at the end of the journey, right? So you always have success. So this card represents abundance. It represents success that lays ahead after you put in your hard work, right? And this is just for collective. It's on a collective level. So right now, we're just using our wisdom to get through whatever that we're going through, whatever lessons that's unfolding, situations. It's all about growth and expansion. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? And that's pretty much what that is saying.
Yes. Awesome. So that is some beautiful stuff. So we definitely need to keep things stable, use that wisdom so that we can access that success. So with that being said, how can we gain control of these emotions?
All right, we got her mom lied to her about her dad. And so she grew up thinking that her sister's father was her father. Then I met my daddy. He tried to flirt with me initially until he saw my mother back. Oh wow. I tell you, it's
wow.
It's crazy. It can get crazy, right? And again, these are emotions, and we have to literally stay afloat of these emotions and recognize that our parents. I have to come to the realization that my parents had their own drama. I have to realize that, and they never. Some parents, we look at them as parents, as grown-ups, 50, 60 years old, and we look at them and we automatically assume, that they've cultivated themselves to a point because, yeah, you're 60. So, right, you've been on planet Earth for 60 years. I know you did something. But that's not always the case, and I have to learn that the hard way. Age does not necessarily equate to wisdom, right?
Oh.
That's a big lesson I have to learn. Just because somebody's old doesn't mean that they're wise. Doesn't mean that they've learned from any life lessons. Some people are 60 years old and they're just repeating the same lessons they've been getting since they were kids, since they still repeating the lessons. So if you're constantly repeating the same lessons, you're not learning from those lessons. And so the only thing is your age is going up, but your lessons are just repeating. So when you see someone and they're older and you automatically assume that because they're older, it means that they're wise, it can set us up for confusion, because then they're doing things and they're saying things and we're looking at them like, hold up, you're 60. Why are you doing that? It's because they're not learning from their life lessons.
Right.
They're literally stuck. Most of them are in a loop. Yep, it's unfortunate, but hey, I had to learn that the hard way.
Yep. So, how do we get through these emotions?
The energies that are in motion.
Okay. Now here's the secret sauce. We're gonna start out with the secret sauce and then work our way back. The secret sauce is to not let your emotions control you. The secret sauce is to not let your emotions control you. For example, okay, let's just say for those who have a heart of hearts, they have a soul, and when they see, say, a homeless woman on the street, and she has gone through a lot, like you can tell it, and when she tells her story, she was like, I went through this situation, my car broke down, then I ended up losing my job, and when I lost my job, I ended up losing my kids, and now I'm out on the streets and I'm homeless, and I've been trying to get myself together, but I ended up doing drugs and things of this nature, and so on and so forth.
And it goes on.
Okay? And for most human beings outside of this situation, they will look at that homeless woman like, you know what, you need a break.
Yeah.
You need some help. Let's get you together. I understand what you're going through. I feel your pain, and that is a shame that happened to you. But if we were to flip the situation around and we now look at that child that became an adult after their parents had to let them go after the car broke down, they ended up losing their job, they're losing their livelihood to the point where they can actually maintain a lifestyle for their child. And now this child has grown up to hate their parents. Okay? See, the emotions would cause you that even if you saw all of that stuff that your parent went through and you're still living, and you want to tell your parent that they were shit, that they should have done more to take care of you. But if there was somebody out on the street, you would be like, oh my gosh, you've gone through so much.
That's a different thing right there. That's a whole different thing right there.
On that one?
That's a slippery slope right there.
But if you were able to, for one, take your emotions out of the scenario, take your emotions out of that equation, right? And you were able to look at things just as they are, then your compassion would have a chance to kick in. Okay? Because at a certain degree, when those emotions get in the way, it's not so much the emotions, it's more so the ego. Because the ego feels like there's been a wrong that needs to be righted. Okay? And until that wrong is righted, we ain't paying attention to nothing else.
Yeah, everything else is out the window.
Okay? So, yeah, am I going off too far?
No, let's check the comments. Let's check the comments and see what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta look at them objectively. Yep, you gotta look at them objectively. They were both cray.
Oh my God.
How often and when do you go live? That is going to change.
Let me see.
That's going to change, so we can't give you a definite on that.
The best thing to do is to follow us on IG, because we post every day on IG. We have a theme that we do for posting. We try to come on at least maybe three times per week. We have on Mondays we do Motivation Mondays. Tuesday, which is today, it's Transformation Tuesday. So we usually talk about a topic that can help you to really transform, like actual tips that you can use to elevate yourself from a certain point to the next, right? And we'll post things on IG, really useful information, a lot of useful information on IG. So if you're not, follow us on IG.
And also on our website, because on the website, and that's one other thing that we want to also do as well, because for one, we really want to be more hands-on with as many people as possible. And so we have a community right now that is together on our website on the twinflamesunite.com. And if you become a member, then you can also join that community as well. And one of the things that we're pushing right now is getting more interaction with the members on that site, so that we can really start to build something here and actually get people more involved. I mean, it's one of those babies, and right now this baby is fully exposed, but we have all of you all with us to help in building this community, one that can really be a nurturing environment for everyone that's involved.
Right. And so so Tuesdays, like today, it's Transformation Tuesday. Wednesday, which is tomorrow, it'll be Wisdom Wednesday. And so we'll post information on the on our Instagram page and also on the website too. That's why it's important for you to subscribe to the website. We're not charging right now for subscribing to the website, but you can. Thursday is Deep Convo Thursdays. So
which we're going to do on Clubhouse.
Right, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build up the Clubhouse because we think it's neat, Yeah. Because not everybody feels excited, and we've realized that. Everybody is not so fond of being in front of a camera and having a lot of people look at them. So with the Clubhouse, I don't know if you guys have it, but apparently it's only for Apple right now, Apple users.
Yeah, only for Apple users.
Only for Apple users, unfortunately.
Forget about Androids.
So if you do have an Apple phone or an iPad, you can download the Clubhouse and follow us on the Clubhouse. We are Twin Flames Unite. And that way we can all have a conversation together. Now, tomorrow we're going to be talking about sociopath.
What, Thursday?
I'm sorry, Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so that's Wisdom Wednesday. So Thursday for Deep Convo Thursdays, we'll be talking about sociopath on the Clubhouse.
Yes.
So I know you guys have.
We know Max.
We know for sure Max will be able to chime in on that conversation. We would love to, hear what she has to say and chime in about her experiences with sociopaths.
Yeah. because one of the things that in talking about that topic, just going off just a little bit, is that when it comes to sociopaths, sometimes we actually have those traits that we just don't want to admit that we have those traits, which is a little bit of part of the shadow work. So not only will we be discussing about being in relationships with sociopaths, but we're also going to talk about the traits that we display sometimes ourselves as far as what will be considered as sociopathic. So, and it's going to be a judgment-free type thing. Like, okay,
it's just an open discussion. And so for the Thursday, we're trying to get through the days of the week, but it's taken so long. So Thursday, we usually do Deep Combo Thursdays, and we're going to be doing that on the Clubhouse. So this is just what we're going to do for the Deep Combo. It's better for everyone, so everybody has a chance to chime in and say their piece, and we can all learn from each other on the Clubhouse. And on Fridays, it's going to be, we're going to, more than likely, we might try to come in and do a live on a Friday, depending on how things are going. But for lives, try to catch us. I mean, maybe Fridays, definitely Fridays and Saturdays. Because we'll do Saturdays, will be Saturday Night Live with Chris and Leisha. So definitely on Saturdays, you can catch us doing a live. But what you can do is you can join, if you guys are not familiar with the Royal Twin Flames. We have Max and we have Charlotte with us right now. They're Royal Twin Flames. You can join the Royal Twin Flames, and we usually meet up twice a month. And
third Saturday.
Last week, what was it? Boy, oh boy.
Ooh, we went deep,
we
y'all.
went really deep.
Probably like 3 hours almost.
Yeah, we went really deep on Saturday. And it was just scratching the surface. You know, just a preview of what's to come in the class that we're going to do on March the 13th. And that class is, you know, what happens after you die and what exactly do you do when you die. Because a lot of people, they don't know. They just think that, you know, somebody's going to be waiting and, you know, they're scared. They don't know. So, So our intention is to take the fear out of leaving this existence and teaching about the transformation like a caterpillar to a butterfly and, you know, get everybody confident in, like the Egyptians were confident and knowledgeable, the Atlanteans, the Lemurians, they were all super confident and understanding that, you know, when you leave this realm, it's literally a transformation into your next experience. So that class is going to be on March the 13th, and you guys can secure your seat at the website. All right. So that's pretty much what we do. And Sundays is Manifestation Sundays, and we usually post on the IG, you know, just so you guys can keep up with what we do for the days of the week.
Right. There you go. So you'll definitely be on the lookout for that. And then in addition to that, definitely it would behoove you to become a Royal Twin Flame. Because Royal Twin Flames are going to be getting exclusive videos that nobody else has access to. Especially like this Royal Twin Flame meeting that we had last Saturday, which is pretty. I mean, that was really dope. It was pretty much a sneak preview to what is going to go down on March the 13th. So definitely a lot of things going on there. But getting back to being in charge of your emotions, in order to really get to a place where you're not being swayed either way with your emotions, is learning how to center yourself. And a lot of times when these emotions come through, you need the energy to stay in the middle. Now, there are some breath works that can be done on a regular basis to help in bringing up that, charging up that prana. Okay? We're talking about the breath work where you're breathing in through the belly. Okay? You can probably see it a little bit here. I'm not up too high, but you know, you breathe in through the belly. Okay? You allow the air to flow in through the belly. And when you're doing that and you're standing straight or you're laying flat, you're allowing yourself to bring in more chi. You're allowing yourself to bring in more prana, because when you get into a situation where the energies are high, you're going to need the energy to stay in the middle.
Right. And also knowing who you are. This is a trick to controlling your emotions, right? And it's one of the reasons why humans get flared up really easily. It's a life hack, per se. Knowing who you are, and that's one step. The second step is accepting yourself for who you are, okay? This can help you to manage your emotion. I'll tell you why. Because oftentimes when we get upset, it's because somebody, they struck a nerve. This is how people get, and it's just how it works. They literally moved one of your energy balls.
Yep.
They shifted it around.
They took your ball and went home.
They took your ball. They knocked it someplace and now it's out of place. So you feel out of place. And usually it's emotions get triggered from your ego. You know, you have a bruised ego. Somebody bruised your ego just a little bit. So it kind of flared you up. I'm not saying in every situation, but for the most part, when you really think about emotions, which are energy emotions, the ones that are not really helping you to spiral up, but the ones that are really making you spiral down, it often does, those emotions are playing on our egos, right?
Right.
So it might be something that we haven't fully come to terms with within our own self. And that's something, that's a self-check. You have to check yourself in those.
Wreck yourself.
Yeah, you got to literally check yourself before you wreck yourself. So you check yourself and you make sure that all those buttons are turned off. Make sure that you're not just, you know, out there and having people just push your buttons like that. Turn them off so that they're not there to push. And the less buttons that you have to push means the more that you know yourself. And the more that you've accepted yourself for your fullness. Like comedians, right? I mean, Kevin Hart, he's really, I mean, he's but what he
drifting though.
Right, but what Kevin Hart does is he makes fun of himself. So the fact that he's accepted himself as being short and, you know, in all of his other shortcomings, whatever they might be, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's accepted himself fully to a point where he can laugh at himself. So because of the fact that he can laugh at himself, it's really, that button is really not there for anybody to push anymore. So he took care of that button, right? By just coming to terms and accepting himself for who he is in that department. So it's just a small life hack, a small example of how you can get rid of some of those triggers. Is just by accepting yourself. When you accept yourself in your fullness, even if you're working on yourself, even if you're doing things, you know, like maybe you might be losing weight, or maybe you might be working on your anger issues, or maybe you might be working on whatever you're working on. It's important for you to accept yourself in that space. Okay, because that's an ego bruise opportunity.
Yeah.
If you don't accept yourself in that space.
Yes.
While you're growing. Right? And it is not an excuse to say, well, you know what, I'm gonna just accept myself as how I am and not want to grow. No. It just means that while you're moving, while you're growing, it's important that you accept yourself in that space.
Right. Yep.
That's just a life hack with them emotions.
And you know, that reminds me of a story that I saw earlier this week, or this weekend, I believe, which is a story about an eagle. This is also understanding who you are. Okay. I just found out that there are crows that will attack eagles. I was like, what the hell? Like, most of the eagles flying high and they doing this stuff by themselves, but they got crows that come out and they try to attack the eagle. Start attacking him on his neck and everything.
Vampires.
And the funny thing is when I read the story, is the response that the eagles have which is that instead of fighting the crow or trying to flip over and get the crow off its back, it just flies higher. It flies higher to higher altitudes because that eagle knows that that crow can't handle the air up there.
So you gotta raise your vibrations and let them fall off. You raise your frequency, they can't exist up there.
No.
It's not a vibrational match. That's another life hack.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you raise your vibrations, they fall by the wayside.
Right, but you gotta love yourself enough to do that, though. Gotta love yourself enough to know that you're worth it.
Yes.
I'm worth going up that high.
Yeah.
Right?
And once you know that, then hey, gloves are off. You can do what you want to do. You can soar and do everything that you want to do.
But you know what that is, guys?
Hit them with it, baby.
That's called wisdom.
Wisdom.
I hope this. Let me see, baby. You do it, because my hands be shaking.
It's still not getting in focus.
You gotta go a little bit. There you go. You got it. You got it. You got it. That's it. Perfect. Like a kitty cat. Perfect. Wisdom. That's what that is. Using the wisdom on the journey. See? That's how you do it. What we got going on in the comments? We say Max.
Her parents are not a vibrational match. Oh gosh.
Max said my father was married and was my mom's sugar daddy. Yeah, Max, that's some heavy stuff, man. Golly. Emotions play a role, but they ain't running shit over here. That's right. That's right. And in the role that you let them play, they're a tool to let you know where you're at. They're like your compass.
Say that.
It's a guide. Yeah, when you use your emotions for what they truly are, which is a tool, your life becomes more harmonious. Instead of letting you go southwest with. No, you use it as a tool. Oh, I see. That's how you use it. And then you know where you can go.
Yeah.
So we got Les Becca. She says, taking my CBD oil so I might pass out.
It's okay.
You know what? Hey, it's Mother Nature, I guess, right? Sierra is transforming. I love how you change your name, Sierra. I had to learn to forgive my parents. Me too. I had to learn to forgive the guy that the family member that molested me as a kid from 7 to 14. That's 7 years. 7 to 14. Yep, 7 years of molestation. Had to forgive that individual, right?
Yeah.
And you know what was messed up is my family members still talk to this guy like he's the king of the crop or some shit, right? And so I had to let that go. I had to really think about it. Like, wow, y'all still like treat him like I never said anything. Like that took some time. I had to go to therapy and stuff. You know, that I had to digest all that stuff and understand that in itself was an experience for me, and I've grown from that experience. So I had to find some type of gratitude in that experience. It's crazy when you think about how much you can grow from a situation.
Yeah.
But forgiveness is key, because if you don't forgive, what happens is your heart, it gets heavy. And when your heart gets heavy, your heart chakra gets blocked. And so, and after a while, you start like relinquishing behaviors. You start giving off certain frequencies and vibrations, and then you start attracting a lot of the same kind of situations. So holding on to unforgiveness never helps you at all. I don't care how terrible the situation is. Holding on to unforgiveness is like drinking poison, expecting the other person to die. So you always want to let it go. Yes. So congratulations, Sierra, on letting go. I have somebody got Android. I'm sorry. Meg said, funny thing, I looked at them objectively, forgave them. My mom be tripping because she hasn't forgiven herself. Oh man. Phew, what mental and spiritual gymnastics. Yeah. It's hard. And you know what I'm starting to see? Yeah. I'm starting to see like there are certain people. Some of us are here to literally help these lineages.
Yes.
Okay? Like some of us are placed here in these families, like take a look at your family, like seriously.
I mean, just saying from our own personal experience.
Yeah.
Cause like I had to go through and clear things for my mom.
Yeah.
For my dad.
Yeah.
For my son, and then I had to go back and heal the traumas for myself, which I thought were done, but they weren't.
Onion, baby, onion.
You know, you just keep peeling back these layers.
It's an onion.
But you know, after doing all of this clearing, which a lot of you are going to do a lot of clearing, like some major clearing if you haven't already.
Right.
But one of the things that we would like to pre-warn you about is that after you've done that healing, you're going to be tested. And that test will actually try to push you back into your old way of living. That test will try to push you back into the 3D life. Because things can get real rocky.
Yeah. They
can get real chaotic, and you be like, oh my gosh, like why? Like, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening. And that's when you get to what's considered a rock bottom. Okay? And when you're at that rock bottom, push come to shove, you'll do some things that you normally wouldn't do. I'm not saying you're going to do a little something strange for a little piece of change, but you will do things that you wouldn't normally do. Like, for example, if you have already gone through and you've learned the truth about religion and where it came from, but if you feel like you hit such a low point, you'd be like, damn, is it that I forsaken my religion?
My Lord, that's jealous.
Like, have I slipped so much off of the path that I have brought this dreaded life upon me?
Wrath upon me. And now God trying to kill you like he was trying to kill Moses in Exodus.
But just to give you a heads up, is that when you get to that low point, hold your ground.
Yes. Hold
your effing ground.
Hold it. Burn some sage.
Okay? Because it is just, it's like one of those things about finding out whether or not you're worthy enough, which you are worthy enough. Yeah. You just have to believe it for yourself, but we're here to let you know that you are worthy of all of the goodness that you have ever imagined for your life, and even the goodness that you haven't imagined that's even 10 times, 100 times better than you could even imagine. You deserve it.
And you came with it. Like, listen, me and my son had a small conversation today, and my son was like, Mom, what would happen if I plant this seed of a lemon? I mean, he want to know if he'll get a lemon. I'm like, come on now. Why you doing me like that? Why y'all frustrating me like this?
Like, they do it on purpose sometimes.
Why you coming to move my spirit like this? So I was like, you know what? Let me tell you a story. Because, you know, when I tell them, they don't like when I tell them a story. It's for about an hour, because then they do better. Like, Mom won't talk to us for about an hour. They don't like it. So I told him, I was like, you see that little seed? That tiny little seed, that lemon seed, right? That lemon seed is like unto us, right? We are like lemon seeds. When we come into this planet, we come just like that lemon seed. Any seed, an oak tree, whatever seed you can think about. That's us, right? And so when you take that seed and you put it in the soil is dark. That's us coming to planet Earth. It's dark.
Yes.
Right? And it's sometimes, depending on the type of seed, you got to put it real far down, because some seeds needs to be down in the earth.
It needs to be compacted.
It needs to be compacted because it has more roots. So the seed has to spread its roots. This is like us. We have to ground ourselves here. which is our root chakra. So we have to make sure that we're grounded in Mother Nature. Yep. Spiritually, mentally, and physically grounded.
Yep.
Now, once we're grounded, like the seed spreads its roots out, then it starts pushing up out of the darkness, right?
Yes.
But it's going to need the sunlight. It's going to need some water. That's us, right? Emotional support and things of that nature for us to keep pushing up. And we continue to push and continue to push until we eventually come out of that soil. Now, nobody put anything else extra in that seed. That seed had everything. It literally came.
That whole tree.
That whole big tree already, it has everything that's already needed in that tiny seed.
All the other 100 lemonades are coming, all the other 100 lemons are coming out of that one seed.
One tiny seed. Okay? All you got to do is put in the right environment. Same with us. We just have to plant ourselves in the right environment, and shit's going to take off. Just like the tree is going to take off with that tiny little seed. That's why we always say, you have everything that you need already inside you to travel this journey called life.
Yes.
How the seed is going to get it, but we don't get it. That's not logical. As above, so below. As within, so without. If all these seeds that are on this planet, and we are seeds, we are star seeds.
Yes.
If all the seeds on this planet already have all of the ingredients that they need to be a full-fledged seed, why we won't have everything we already need to be a full-fledged human? But the thing of it is, a lot of people don't know what a full-fledged human looks like.
No.
They don't know.
No.
And that's a whole other video.
And just to reflect on something real quickly, is that there are certain things that we didn't think that we had in us when it came to doing this YouTube channel. Hell, I didn't think that I would have enough courage to actually talk in front of...
Put them up. Put them up. Put them up. Put them up.
I didn't think I had enough courage to be in front of the video. And then, there are certain days that we were like, should we still be doing this? But out of that pressure, out of that darkness, we have been blessed and honored to help countless number of people in becoming their greatest versions. And I'm just looking at Mex helping out people in the chat.
I'm telling
looking at Charlotte helping out people in the chat. Even in the comments.
Right.
Like so many people helping one another. And just think that if we didn't plant the seed of us, okay, into this environment and put ourselves underneath the pressure, then we wouldn't have been able to blossom to show the fruit of the individuals who are helping other people on the chats and in the comments, or the other people who have created their YouTube channels and started being more motivational, or for those individuals who started out on Instagram and being more motivational. Hell, just the people who we met physically and just seeing how their lives just flourish after being in contact. All of that is inside of us. It is inside of you. You just have to, in a sense, sacrifice yourself by going underneath the pressure, going into the darkness so that you can find the light.
Don't be afraid of the darkness. We came from the womb. The womb is dark. People don't really stop to really think about where something comes from. It comes from nothing.
Something comes from nothing.
I used to think nothing from nothing gives you nothing, but it's nothing from something. How does it go?
Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
But that's not true.
You gotta have something.
Gotta have something.
Yeah, that is a total lie.
It's not true.
Because if you go with the theory of how this world came into existence, even if you go to the biblical point and you see where God said that there was nothing, it was dark. It was dark. There was nothing there. You turn around left, you turn around right, you look up, you look down, all you see is blackness.
The void. the void, the nothingness, the no thing, the no thing. It's Latin, nothing, like, you know, it's no thing. So then you create something. So yeah, guys.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, wow, okay. I wish I had something I could show y'all real quickly. This just hit me. But when you look at the word nothing or no thing, when you really break that down, NO also stands for one. So like if you had the NO dot and then thing, one thing creates something. So from that one thing, everything comes out of it. I don't know if that was too high of a download that just came through. I don't know.
That's the
Maybe
void.
some of y'all go catch that. But when you look at nothing or no thing, it's also one thing.
Don't listen to them.
But hopefully this information was helpful for you all. We didn't want to keep you too long this evening.
Trying to limit the time, not make it go over too much, right?
Right.
Somebody, what we got going on in the chat right now? We got Mex helping out.
Yeah, they're just going through.
Y'all are so amazing,
I don't see any
man.
questions popping up in here. But yeah, it's just beautiful to see what has blossomed out of this. But just want to give you all a heads up that you all have it within you to go through these things. You can prepare yourself in such a way that when these emotions come up, that you have the energy to stay in the middle. Okay.
And Simper Lover, welcome, sweetie. Welcome. Thank you for being here. She said she had a dream last night that she defeated and destroyed bad entities here on Earth, posing as humans. You know what?
You know what?
Listen, that's been going on for some time now. That's been going on for some time.
Welcome to the fight.
Welcome.
Welcome to the fight.
Come on in.
We've been doing this for the past year or so in the astral world.
Well,
we've been taking them down.
A lot of action. It's a lot of action over there, man. Welcome, welcome. Yes, you know, we have discovered that we are guardians. We are definitely guardians of this planet.
Of this realm.
Wolf tribe, big up to the wolf tribe. Yep, we are the guardians. My son told me that he dreamt that he was a wolf and he literally transformed and he felt himself transformed in his dreams. Guardians, right? Guardians of this planet. So yes, welcome. Thank you. We honor you. We pay tribute to you for definitely doing your thing in the astros. And
think about patience is
okay, that's for somebody else. And thank you guys for supporting and loving each other. This is one thing I like about this channel. The comments are supportive, man. You guys help each other out, and we really haven't really ever seen each other in the physical, but we know each other in spirit. And it's just beautiful that we can have the chat as supportive, because I've been to other channels and stuff, and you see in the chat, and it's a lot of bots in the chat, and it's a lot of the different type of energies that's in the chat, and so when we're doing the live, and I see the vibration that's in the chat, it's beautiful, and I'm very grateful for you guys for keeping it that way, for keeping it loving and for keeping it supportive of each other. Because sometimes we really just want to, you know, talk to somebody or know that somebody's, you know, been through something that we've been through. And so it feels good. It
feels wonderful. Yeah. So, with that being said, before we head out, just also remember that we do have the How to Find Your Perfect Mate class on this coming Sunday. You can still have the opportunity to grab your seat before they are not available anymore. In addition, we do have our How to Exit the Matrix, The Secrets to Death on March the 13th. All of this information is available on the website. You can find the information there so that you can sign up and save today. Okay? And yeah. Anything else?
Charlotte said, I'm a sage. Do I have to spend my wisdom? Charlie, what you mean?
Do I have to spend my
Do I have
wisdom?
to spend my wisdom? Well, you gonna make it through. You gotta use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta use it, baby. That's how we gonna make it through this portal. We in the duat, man. If you ain't realized it by now, we in the duat. This is the duat.
And if you don't know what the duat is, look it up.
Look it up.
Look it up.
We are literally in the duat. Don't let them fool you. Okay? We are here and we are transforming. This is why it's so important to really face your demons now. This is a time to really transform. This is a time to face your demons. Literally, guys, this is a time to die. Okay? Prepare, like die. When you die, before you die, that's the goal. The goal is to be awake in the dream.
Yes.
Let me say that. Let me say it slowly. I'm going to say it slowly. Y'all listen up, okay? This is a goal. The goal of life, right? So I'm awake right here. I'm talking to you, right?
Well, let me switch this.
Okay?
You got to look over here, man. I'm
going to look over here. I'm always looking at the thingamajiggy. Okay. So the goal is to be awake in the dream. Okay? That means when I go to sleep tonight, right? And I close my eyes, the goal is for me to be aware that I'm dreaming. That's the goal. For me to know that, okay, this is a dream. Let me go set up this. Let me go do that. Let me skip over here. Let me go say what up to Charlotte real quick. Let me go do this. That's the point, is to be awake in the dream when you're sleeping. And also to be awake in the dream, this dream right here. Okay, so the goal is always to be awake and aware. Yes. When you're sleeping, you are awake in the dream. When you're here, you're awake in the dream. So this is the whole goal, because when you're awake and when you're aware, okay, that's what is known as dying before you die, right? So that when you leave, when you transition, right, then you already know what to do. You're not like stuck in like your subconscious or stuck in the what they call it, the hereafter. You're not stuck in thought forms and stuck in places that's not serving you. Okay? You don't want your consciousness to get stuck. Right. So this is why it's important for you to handle those shadows. Okay? Face your fears. Like, don't suppress things, and because when you suppress things, they're energies and they can take on a life of their own. They can take on a world of their own. Right. So that's why it's so important, it's so vital for us to collect all those fragments of ourselves and become whole and become one with everything, so that when we're traveling as one. We're traveling in wholeness and not fragmented. Right. And creating doubles and they're just everywhere.
Time to gather those pieces together.
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, the only last thing is that if you are on Clubhouse, join us this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to be talking about mental health.
Yes.
We're going to be talking about dealing with psychopaths, whether you're one or
sociopath.
Okay.
Sociopath. Psychopath is a whole different thing.
That's a whole different thing.
But it's going to be
psychopaths.
No, sociopath is what we're going to be talking about. Sociopath are those people who really live life without emotions at all. None.
At all, just none.
They live life based off of logic versus emotions. So if you know someone that it's like they don't have any feelings, okay, could be borderline sociopath. Yes. So we're gonna touch on some of those traits. And again, these things are terminologies. You know, you have to remember, like, we can't get too lost in these words because they're inventions. Somebody gave it that name. It's made up, okay? But we'll dive into the traits. Everybody will talk about their experiences with these traits, you know, dealing with individuals that do have these traits. Yep. We'll shed light and we'll learn from each other. So join us in the Clubhouse. Follow us in the Clubhouse. Twin Flame Unite.
Yes.
That's it. Yep.
All right.
All right, guys.
So with that being said, y'all, we love y'all so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Peace.
transition to that.